Hi, I'm Sue Enquist, the head softball coach at UCLA. Today we're going to talk about hitting drills, the foundation to becoming a better hitter. For the coaches out there and the players, I want to emphasize two important points when you're doing hitting drills. One, be patient for your rate of success. And two, when you're doing your drills, make sure that you have quality in every single swing. At UCLA, we have a saying that every swing matters. Enjoy the videotape, and hopefully you'll become a better softball player by putting forth these drills. To emphasize stronger forearms, wrists, and hands, we go ahead and we use grippers before practice. The key when you're gripping is to make sure that the rubber handles touch each other on each repetition. We put together a wooden dowel, a string attached to a weight. Depending on the level of player will dictate how heavy a weight you put on there. You've got older girls, they may be a little bit stronger. We use 5, 10, and 15-pound weights at UCLA. Right here we have 20 pounds of rice, and we use that as another drill to emphasize forearm strength, and we simply dig our hand and try to get to the bottom of the bucket in the bucket of rice. We have one-arm drills in our one-arm drills, we have a warm-up bat. It's an overload bat that they go ahead and use one arm at a time. Wood dowels that simulate a very small bat. It's a smaller surface area, and it's an underload device. It's lighter than their normal bat. Youth bats we use for one-arm drills that you'll see. Short bat training, which is going to focus on making sure that that ball comes into your zone and you're not out too far out in front. So this is a short bat. It's a little bit shorter than what they normally use. It's a 28-inch versus a 33 or 34-inch. This is the Thunderstick. Once again, it's a smaller bat, but it's an overload in that it weighs more than the normal bat, but you'll see that it's smaller in the barrel. A smaller target area, you have to have better hand-eye coordination. Golf ball wiffles, and a short barrel training device. It's a short barrel training bat. It's a wood bat that we use at UCLA. A lot of people want to know why we use wood. We use wood because it's less forgiving. You don't hit it in the sweet spot, that ball doesn't go out of the infield. At the same time, we're using a 6-inch barrel. In softball, we use anywhere from a 10 to a 17-inch barrel. So once again, smaller surface area using a wood bat. You'll see through all of the balls that we use different sizes. A regulation, we use a 12-inch softball. We go down to an 11-inch softball. And we finish up with a training baseball, which is 7.5 inches. We'll finish off with our machine pitching balls when we do our hitting off of the pitching machine. And these are our 2x6s that you can pick up at the local hardware store that we use when we work on balance in our tee work. So you'll see us using this equipment. I wanted to show it to you all at once so you can see what we're using and you don't have any questions during the video. Becoming a consistent and a better hitter, you have to have strength in your forearms, in your wrist, and your fingers. So we have a series of exercises that we use at UCLA to help strengthen these areas of the body. Because the forearms and the wrists and the hands help control the bat through the zone. So you not only want to be on time, but you also want to have some power behind your swing. The first drill that we're going to look at is simply a bucket of rice. Just normal white rice in a bucket. You can go down the store, buy a 20-pound bag of rice, dump it in there, and our goal is to go ahead and drive and dig and rotate our hand down to the bottom of the bucket. A very difficult task to do. Very few players can do it. What we do is we'll go through a series of them. This is a station where they may do it 3, 4, 5 times with each arm. Let's take a look right now as Taraya works on driving her hand down close to the bottom of the bucket on a timeline. We usually go ahead and work 30-second intervals. So we're going to give her 30 seconds to try and get down as deep as she can in the bucket of rice. Ready? Go. You'll notice she gets in originally very quickly, but then it becomes a little more difficult for her as she gets down to the bottom of the bucket. And what's happening is her hand is still moving, and there's a lot of resistance with all that rice around her fingers and her hands. 10 seconds. Time's up. And we'll go drill 3 times with that hand. Now we'll go ahead and we'll have her use the other hand. Because in our sport, usually you're stronger on one side versus the other, depending on what side you throw with. So we try to go ahead and work strength in both areas because as a hitter, you need both hands to be strong, wrists and forearms. We'll go ahead and we'll go through it again. Now she's going to use her left hand. Ready, go. You'll notice she's not allowed to lift her butt off of the seat. She has her head over the rice bucket and is driving down with her fingers and her wrists to get to the bottom. 10 seconds. Time's up. Good job. So it's a drill that kind of breaks up the monotony of doing drill work. It's fun. They can compete against each other, and they can mark the side of the bucket so they can measure their success as they get deeper in the bucket of rice. That shows that they're getting stronger. So it's a fun drill for us to make practice a little bit more enjoyable. We use the grippers to help increase our palm finger strength. When we do this, we usually try to get each player to go to their maximum and do it 3 times. As we go through the fall, we try to build up that number as they get stronger. The key to this is not to be swinging the forearm. This is simply a palm finger exercise. And also you want to make sure that the rubber handle touches when you complete your grip. Sometimes we get a little bit sloppy and we don't finish. So it's counterproductive to what we're trying to attain. So make sure you completely close it. You go to max, do it 3 times with both hands. Let's take a look right now as Monique does the grippers. As you can see, Monique could probably go all day, so what we'll do is we'll go ahead, we'll have her switch hands and go ahead and show you left hand workout doing the grippers. You'll usually see that on their weak hand they can't do as many, so this builds up the strength on their weak side. We have a short bat that's an overload bat that helps our players work on building strength at the angle at which they're actually going to be hitting a ball. So what we're going to do with one hand, we're going to work on our wrist strength at the same angle we would when we hit. So what the batter does is they just work on the wrist strength at this angle. We do the same thing. We're going to go to maximum. We'll do that 3 times. They do it with both hands. Let's take a look right now as Natasha does the drill. Okay. Now she'll go ahead and use the back arm and work on strengthening the back wrist. So what's basically happening is the wrist is working across gravity. Very similar to hitting a softball. Good job, Tosh. Many of you may not have a short barrel like this, but you can use anything that they're able to grip and execute the wrist snap. So as a coach or a player, you be creative. If you don't have something like this, just get a weight in your hand that you can work on extending in this position, similar to hitting a softball. The next strengthening drill is called the rollers, and what we simply did is we went to the local hardware store, we got a dowel, had it cut to this length, it's about 12 inches, string, drilled a hole through, put the string to hold the weight at the end. The key to this drill is to make sure that the player is at a 90-degree or an L position, that the elbows are in when they're doing this drill. This is a drill that's going to strengthen the wrists in a vertical fashion. The drill before was more horizontal. Let's take a look as Tarai goes through the roller drill. There are a lot of variations to this drill. You can roll it out, you can roll it in, you can resist as you unroll it. The entire time you're getting strength build up in the forearms and the wrists and the fingers. You'll notice how she keeps her elbows in close to her body the entire time. Once again, you can do this drill to max and do it 3 times. Then you can build up. Throughout your workouts, you can build up in your strength. These are things that your players can do at home. They don't necessarily have to do it during your practice time. You also can have the player now roll it inward. Once again, working the muscles in a different fashion, breaking up the monotony of the drill. We have a 5-pound weight, but based on your level, you can adjust it. They have all different size weights in the sporting goods stores to fit your needs.